bada bing. I gotta put all these boxes, not that one, not these, but these boxes are gonna go into these shelves. I already started a little bit. That's my music. We're gonna talk about that. Boom! Big collection video dropping finally after months and months of work and me working really hard to get it out. I finally got it together. So here we go. We're not wasting any time. Right now we're going through Switch games. We're going to keep going through games. I believe I put every game in alphabetical order. That might not be the case for some of them, but I think I did for the most part. So please enjoy me putting my my shelves together with all these fantastic games that I have. Oh, there goes Miitopia couldn't quite hang. I love my Switch. I play it all the time. I play it on stream. I play it off stream. I love my Switch, and I love that I have so many games for it. I mean, hit me with what your favorite Switch game. Let me know what game you really, really love on Switch. For me, it's up there between Super Mario Odyssey and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Bowser's Fury was really fun. I really enjoyed Bowser's Fury. I played it a lot, but I don't think it stands up there with Odyssey and Legends Arceus. It was good, don't get me wrong, but you know. I have so many games on Switch, and there are a ton of games here that I never played. Katamari, I never played that Monkey Ball game. Played a lot more Who Wants to Be a Millionaire than I'm willing to admit. And yeah, there are just so many games. Rounding out the Switch collection are some games that I picked up recently. So games that I couldn't quite fit on the shelf, but I stacked just on top. So these are the last set of either duplicates or extra Switch games that I wasn't able to put on my regular shelf. Including these games that I just picked up as I was recording things for this. So with that, let's move to 3DS. While I was recording and editing this video, the 3DS eShop shut down, and it was heartbreaking. So many good memories, so many good games on the 3DS that you know, it's hard to list them all. But Omega Ruby is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. DS games are going to be included here too, including 2 copies of Heart Gold because I wanted Pokewalker. A friend was kind enough to sell it to me, so that's why I have 2 Heart Golds. Heart Gold was my favorite before Omega Ruby, and Legends Arceus was very close to becoming my favorite. Paper Jam, the Mario and Luigi series, may they rest in peace. Those are my 3DS games. Now we get to look at my PlayStation games. I got my PS4 very, very late in its life cycle. We're going to look at PS4 and PS5 games because a lot of them are backwards compatible. Yeah, so many PlayStation games as well.
Thank you, Dark Souls.
And the reason I got a PS4 was for MLB The Show. I mentioned this before. MLB The Show and the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy I thought was going to be only PlayStation exclusive when it launched. And then it got to other consoles, so I got it for Switch. Here's some God of War Swagnarok. And Hello Neighbor, which there's a couple episodes of me playing it on this YouTube channel. You should go check it out. I mean, yeah, the PlayStation has so many good games. It's not a surprise why PlayStation won the console wars, which I don't believe in, but you can't argue with numbers and the fact that PlayStation outsold Xbox for so long. There are so many incredible single-player games on PlayStation. It's hard to list them all, but like Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming up soon, the Wolverine game. Sony Studios,
I had a plan!
Regularly puts out fantastic games back to back to back. And the fact that they're exclusive is, you know, all the more reason to get a PlayStation. And they're putting a bunch of them on PC too, but like, still, playing them on a PlayStation was fantastic. Those are all my PlayStation games. Here's Gotham Knights I just picked up. Let's move to Xbox. I let the beginning of the Halo theme settle in because I love you and I want you to appreciate how incredible that game is. There's a steelbook for Fallout 76. I did not buy that game twice. I bought it once for like $5 when it was on sale at Best Buy. The Xbox, to me, is what got me into online gaming, right? How could you... Oh man, how could you deny the influence Halo 3 multiplayer had for so long? We're going to start with Xbox One games. There aren't that many Series X games yet. The Sonic Frontiers counts, of course, but here's one game I picked up during the time this came out. Here's another game, Cosmic Shake. Picked up Midnight Suns as well, picked up a bunch of games. We're also going to look at my 360 games because thank goodness Microsoft was like, hey, How about some backwards compatibility? You can play 360 games on your Series X. I do it all the time. I play Black Ops 1. I played it the other day with my friends for my birthday. The fact that there are so many 360 games available to play on my Series X is fantastic. I still have my 360. It works, so I can still play all of these games that I'm showing you. But it's still really cool that a number of these games are playable on Series X. I have a lot of games here that I really like that people didn't like Duke Nukem Forever. Never played Far Cry 3. You can roast me for that if you want. Loved the Ghostbusters video game. GTA 4. I mean, I still think GTA 4 is better. Like, it has a better online than GTA 5. There's just more... Like, I know there's less things to do, but it was more fun as a result. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. I have a lot of good memories playing a ton of these games with my Xbox 360 friends. My friends from middle school, my friends from high school, a couple friends from college. I ended up playing more on PlayStation. A couple games that I traded in as a kid, I ended up buying back, like Iron Man and The Incredible Hulk. Madden 12 is the only Madden game I've ever bought. Really loved it. My very first Xbox 360 game, before I even had the console, was Marvel Ultimate Alliance Gold Edition. Because I didn't know there was DLC for that game where you could play as Venom. And Spider-Man 3 is one of my favorite films of all time.
What is this?
Bit of a hot take. I really liked Sonic Unleashed. I thought it was a great game. Spider-Man 3 is the greatest game of all time on Xbox 360. It's really hard to deny that. Web of Shadows is a fantastic game. I'd love to do a full playthrough of it on YouTube or on Twitch. I'll decide. But this is a game I picked up for my birthday. Let's move on. Wanted to hit you with a couple of those sweet, soft notes from 8 PM Animal Crossing City Folk, which might be my favorite Wii game. I had so much fun playing City Folk with my sister. Really, really good memories from when we were kids. And, you know, now we're into older generations. We're looking at Wii, we're going to look at Wii U, we're going to look at Kinect games, because I don't...
New Super Mario Brothers! Whee!
I remember in 2007, my sister and I going to Nintendo World, back when it was Nintendo World in Rockefeller Center, getting up super early, getting online to get a Wii. We picked up Super Paper Mario. It was fantastic. A lot of good memories playing Wii with my family and my sister. Really, really happy we got there super early. Only a couple Wii U games. Twilight Princess Remake was solid. We're going to look at a couple Kinect games too. I played these a little. Kinect wasn't super solid, so I didn't spend too much time on them. But now we're going to start getting into GameCube games, including the greatest game, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Forgive the Sonic Adventure 2 jump scare. I didn't expect that to happen. But Spider-Man 2 for GameCube. I played it on PS2, but I found out there was a GameCube version. Picked it up. Beautiful Joe 1 and 2. Love those games. We got iPlay, which was a birthday gift a long time ago. Spider-Man 3 on PS2. Drastically different than the 360 version. Back when games used to be different between console variations. And those are my old gen games. Now, we get to some good stuff. We're going to take a look at some rare or complete editions of games for each console that I have. Starting with this limited run games, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Complete Edition. We've also got... And we're going to look at some retro games, some really, really retro games. We're talking NES, we're talking Genesis, Super Nintendo, we're talking N64. I have some full editions of games that I backed on Kickstarter. They are my N64 games. And we're going to look at each of them one by one. Pick this up for a couple bucks at the shop. There's Donkey Kong Country, F-Zero, Mega Man X, Super Mario All-Stars, and Super Mario World. Small SNES collection, but now we get to NES, Super Mario 3, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, original Legend of Zelda. I got Double Dragon. We got Kirby's Adventure Baby. We got Monopoly for NES. We got Paperboy that does not work. We got WrestleMania, which I don't think I played. I also, for my birthday, got Super Mario Bros. 2. Moving on from NES, we're going to my Genesis games. Here's a quick overview of the Genesis games that I currently have in my possession. Don't really have a lot of Genesis history. Moving to N64, All-Star Baseball 2000, Banjo-Kazooie, Body Harvest, Cruisin' USA, Donkey Kong 64 with that beautiful yellow cartridge, Killer Instinct, Kirby 64 with the original $30 GameStop used sticker still on it, Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2, Mario Party 3, Mario Tennis, Mario Kart 64, Mario Golf, Paper Mario. How many Mario games have? Pokemon Snap, Super Smash Bros. N64, Toy Story 2, and Yoshi Story. Now we're going to get into some loose games, including this game of Madden that I found, I didn't buy. Couple Wii games, mostly PS1 and PS2 games. I'm talking games like Crash to Insanity, Shrek 2, original Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 I believe were there, maybe not 1. GameCube games, including 2 copies of Luigi's Mansion and 2 copies of Animal Crossing. A ton of great GameCube games that should be on Switch, but now we're going to get into some super rare stuff. We're going to start off with this copy of N++, signed by the developers. We love MetaNet software, we love N++. Please go buy and play N++. We cannot recommend it enough. Moving on to this copy of Super Mario All-Stars and Super Mario World. Maybe not super rare, but it was hard for me to find, and I really like it, so it gets to be on the shelf. We got a full copy of Japanese Super Mario Bros. 3. I'm going to put it back in its plastic. I'm going to show you each side. I'm going to pop it open so that you can see what the Famicom version of the game looks like. There's the manual. I really love this game, and I'm glad I was able to pick it up. We also have a Japanese copy of Super Mario RPG. I very recently beat this game for the first time. It's up on YouTube right now. Go watch it. There's all these things. It's a complete edition, cheaper than the US version by a mile. I might play it one day. I don't speak Japanese, but I understand the story, and I can always look up a walkthrough if I decide to play this in Japanese one day. I love the art. I love the style. I really love Super Mario RPG. I will beat it one day. I've just never beaten the final boss. Moving on, we have a Japanese version of Super Mario Advance 4, which is Super Mario Bros. 3. Guess what my favorite game of all time is? You guessed it, it's Super Mario Bros. 3. This didn't really want to stand up on its own. I picked this up at Brooklyn Video Games in Brooklyn, New York. Go check them out. They're fantastic. Moving on from here, we also have a signed copy of Super Mario 64 from when I met Charles Martinet at the grand opening of Nintendo New York at Rockefeller Center. Might be the centerpiece of this whole collection. I love it. Can't get enough of it. This is going to get its own video. We'll talk about that another day. Right now, we're going to look at how I furnished the rest of these shelves, including this Mario plushie, which I have a better spot for. I'm going to show you later. Moving on, we're going to have this Banjo-Kazooie license plate I picked up from Loot Crate maybe a significant amount of time ago. We're also going to start looking at Amiibos, including this piece that I won from a tournament at my local GameStop. This was the second place prize, but I didn't want the first place prize, so I asked to swap, and they were nice enough to say yes. Now, let's look at all my Amiibos. We have this beautiful green yarn Yoshi. Little boop on the snoot. Love it. Next up, we have Pichu. Adorable little Pichu. Right after Pichu, we have Mario Odyssey Princess Peach, part of that 3-pack. Next up, we have Piranha Plant, the surprise DLC for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Great Amiibo. We have a Boo Amiibo. That helped me a lot in Luigi's Mansion for 3DS. We have a Pac-Man Amiibo. We have the Dr. Mario Amiibo. Used to love cool spin move. Used to love Dr. Mario more than...
You're too slow!
Got the Sonic Amiibo. Long live Sonic. We got the Ridley Amiibo. Ridley's Amiibo is super detailed. I mean, look at that. It's also huge. Ridley's a big thing. We got Mario. Regular old Smash for Wii U Mario. Dr. Mario and Pac-Man and Sonic are all Wii U as well. So's Corn on the Cob over here. One of the only Fire Emblem characters I actually really enjoy besides Ike. We got Bowser Jr., beautiful Bowser Jr. Amiibo. Again, Amiibos from Smash are, like, fantastic. We got Rosalina and Luma. The wand's a little bent, can't really fix it, though. I've tried years and years of bending it up, did not fix it. We got the Wolf Link Amiibo from Twilight Princess, a very good boy. Twilight Princess Remastered, or HD, for Wii U. Great Amiibo, big, again, weighty. We got Mewtwo, the first DLC, for free for Smash Wii U and 3DS if you were a Club Nintendo member. We also got the Rob Amiibo. I don't really like Rob, but I had to get Rob because it came with the Duck Hunt Amiibo. So Game & Watch, Rob, and Duck Hunt came into 3 pieces. Purple Luigi Amiibo. Love Purple Luigi. We got the Lucas Amiibo. I love Lucas. Didn't get Ness, though. I think I like Lucas more than Ness, but I think Ness is more fun to play than Lucas. Speaking of Duck Hunt, there is Duck Hunt now. Another good boy. Give a little head scratch. Deserves it. Next up, we got the Pokemon Trainer amiibo. Really happy that Pokemon Trainer came back with Ultimate. Love the amiibo.
Kirby, that's a name you should know. Kirby, he's the star of the show. Peaches.
We also got the Simon Belmont amiibo. Really like how they handled the whip here for Mr. Belmont. We got the Modern Mario 30th Anniversary amiibo. Really like this amiibo. Love the blocky thing. It's a little dusty. Could use a cleaning. But with how blocky it is, it's a little hard to clean. We also have this Ryu amiibo from, from Street Fighter. The main guy from Street Fighter. I'm sure you've seen him before. We also got this Charizard amiibo. This is back when Charizard was a standalone fighter in Smash, Wii U, and 3DS. Now works in Ultimate as a Pokemon Trainer amiibo. We also have Roy, my Melee main, next to Dr. Mario. Love Roy. We also got Batman's arch nemesis here, because why not, right? I mean, love the blue fire, love the way this amiibo looks. Character's a little rusty, but it is what it is. I paid $70 for this amiibo in 2014. I do not regret it. We got this Luigi amiibo. I think I prefer the Smash 4 pose of Luigi, the Smash Ultimate. Still, love Luigi, best boy. We got Richter Belmont to go with Simon Belmont. Love the Simon amiibo more, if I'm being honest. We also got Toad. My dad bought me this out of nowhere one day, and I was really happy. It made me happy that he took an interest in my interest. We also got this gold Mario amiibo that I picked up from Nintendo New York a little while ago. They had a bunch of them. I got one for me and my mom. I took mine out of the box because why not? Here's the third piece of that Mario Odyssey trio with Wedding Mario. Love the texture, love that amiibo very much. We got Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. I didn't get Player 2 Cloud. I never really went out of my way to go find it. Speaking of that trio with Rob, Duck Hunt, and Game & Watch, here's Game & Watch that comes with several different stands. Between all of them, I'm going to pick my favorite out of all of them, and I believe that is the number 9. So that's going to be our amiibo for now. I like to swap them every once in a while. Keep things fresh.
What's the matter, scared?
I will never forgive them for what they did to Wolf's voice in Ultimate. Brawl was a much better Wolf voice, and I will die on that hill. We're getting towards the end of our amiibo collection here with this beautiful Banjo-Kazooie amiibo. Oh my goodness. I love that Banjo-Kazooie are in Smash. Love the amiibos too. We also got this Retro Mario from the 30th anniversary. Really solid amiibo. Another solid fist bump there. Really happy that I was able to grab that one. Moving on. King K. Rool is everything I want to be when I grow up. I mean, the pose, the form, the figure, come on. We also got my Brawl main. We got Ike. I kind of wish they had a Brawl version of Ike as an amiibo, but Smash 4 is not bad either. Shovel Knight, love Shovel Knight. Didn't want Shovel Knight to be a fighter in Smash until I played Shovel Knight. Now I really want Shovel Knight to be a fighter someday, hopefully. Now, gonna warm my hands up here, and I'm gonna organize these amiibos in a much better way. While I do that, look at these amiibos that I still have in boxes that I will open and put on my shelf at some point. But we'll get there when we get there. There's probably unboxing videos for these up right now that you should go look at. Now we have the finalized amiibo shelf. This is basically the final product, except for a couple of new amiibos that I might have gotten after recording this. I tried to group them together. Bad guys in the far right corner. We got Wolf Link and a couple single player characters all the way to the left. And not every amiibo's here. I took the Ryu amiibo. I played a lot of Street Fighter on Xbox, so I decided to put Ryu on the Xbox shelf. This Terry amiibo, never played King of Fighters, but Ryu looked kind of lonely over there, so I opened this Terry amiibo and put it with Ryu. Couple fighting game characters right next to each other. They look like they belong together. I have 2 extra Banjo amiibos, but those won't be displayed because they're going to be buried with me when I die. I also took my favorite amiibos, my mains, my favorites, and I put them on the amiibo display shelf that I won at that tournament at GameStop. This beautiful Mario 3 controller that I got from a friend. We got my signed Charles Martinet poster, framed art of Mario RPG. We have an entire shelf dedicated to Sonic and the collectibles that I've gotten over the years. I'm going to flesh these out with Funkos. Speaking of Funkos, I have a ton of Marvel Funkos. So here's an entire Marvel Funko shelf dedicated to my favorite characters. You got Spider-Man, you got Venom, you got Carnage, you got Deadpool, got a bunch of the Avengers lined up here. We got Captain America back there, and we got Captain America back there too. That Carnage amiibo sucks. I hate that Carnage amiibo. I also got the Infinity Gauntlets, the Gauntlet and the Nano Gauntlet. Love them both. Articulated fingers. We also have the 3 Spider-Men from Spider-Man No Way Home. My favorite, of course, gotta be Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, baby. I got this Nintendo shelf with some boxes and things that I've kept over the years. Mario Kart Live Luigi, that 3D printed Geno, that Bowser figure with all the Mario characters, free gift from Nintendo when I was a kid. Incredible. I also have a Pokemon shelf, so a bunch of Pokemon Funkos and figures and things that I still have, like McDonald's toys and things like that, including a little plastic Master Ball. Got the original badges from Kanto. Love them. Got Chunkachu back there. You see Chunkachu back there. I also got a couple more old Mario plushies that I still have from when I was a kid. And I think they look really nicely together in front of the Switch games. There's Yoshi and his son. There's Donkey Kong with a banana. Bowser trying to go in for the big bear hug. I have a ton of Funkos. Here's a bunch of anime and cartoon Funkos like Aladdin. There's a giant Deku back there. There's What's-Her-Name from One Punch Man, my favorite anime. Iroh's back there. Korra's back there. I got a ton of loose Funkos. I also have a ton of action figures. So I have an action figure shelf too, and statue shelf. A couple WWE, mostly Dragon Ball, original Ash Ketchum. Lot of Dragon Ball. We also got Deadpool back in black. Deadpool with the symbiote, the Venom symbiote. Love that comic, love that action figure. To furnish the PlayStation shelf, we have the Snake Amiibo, the Joker Amiibo, the Cloud Amiibo. We got my favorite Rocket League car. We got a Crash Bandicoot Funko. And we have the Marvel Spider-Man Collector's Edition statue that has Spider-Man standing on top of things from all the Sinister Six. To furnish the rare collector's shelf, I have these really old bobbleheads from when I was a kid. There's a little wave of me as I was recording this. I love these bobbleheads. I'm so happy I was able to keep them for so long. I'm also a huge baseball fan. I'm a huge Mets fan, to be specific, so this is my Mets shelf. I got a bunch of signatures from players, including this Mike Piazza signature. He took it from my hand and signed it in 2005. Love that ball. To furnish the Xbox shelf, we have a couple Master Chief figures and Funkos. We got a Vault Boy, we got Super Power Armor. We got a Torbjorn Funko, Winston figure. I played Overwatch originally on Xbox. We got a Steve Amiibo, an Alex Amiibo. We got Ryu and Terry, and a different Rocket League car. We also have my neon sign that I got as a holiday gift. I furnished it with color matching pieces to each of the colors in my logo. There's the OddHour clock. I furnished the top of this with a bunch of Lego pieces. I also have this giant Lego Super Mario 64 question mark block. I built most of this on stream, which was really fun. Moving on, we have my pins. I have a tiny little pin collection. There are a ton of things here. There's a Mets pin. Most of them are Nintendo-related pins. There's a couple Undertale pins. Banjo-Kazooie's up there. Geno and Mallow are up there. I really like these pins, even though I don't have a ton. We got the Mario 35th Anniversary pin set from Nintendo for free as well. So I kept those in their box, and I displayed them on the shelf with the NES and Super Nintendo games. I also have this coin that I got by purchasing a shirt at the Nintendo New York opening where Charles Martinet signed my cartridge of Mario 64. I really like this coin. It's super, super heavy. Don't know if it's worth anything, but I really like it. I also have these dinky little coins from Best Buy. I got this 1 in 1000 limited edition Banjo-Kazooie coin, and this free commemorative launch coin from Super Mario Galaxy, which I will show you right now. I've had to tape it to keep it in this case, but I haven't lost it. I still have it, and I love it. As mentioned earlier, my music collection. I have a bunch of game soundtracks, and some real music thrown in there too. Like, movie soundtracks for the most part, game soundtracks, but you're also going to see things like the Silk Sonic CD, which I really, really love. You're going to see NSYNC that has one of my favorite songs, Bye Bye Bye, on it. Bo Burnham is probably my favorite comedian. I don't know if he's still a comedian now, but I love his stuff. Everything that he's put out physically of music, I've gotten, and I've got all of them signed as well. I paid extra for the signatures because I love Bo Burnham. I got this soundtrack from the Yeti, featuring a couple prominent YouTubers like Gerard the Completionist. Please pick this up if you're having trouble sleeping. Great album. Super Mario 64 soundtrack. The original soundtrack. We got Starbomb. We got Starbomb, the second album, Player Select. We also got Starbomb, the Triforce, signed by all 3 members. We also got Ninja Sex Party, signed by both members. We got the Mario Galaxy soundtrack. We got the Essential Michael Jackson that I stole from my parents. We also got the free album of Smash 4 and Smash 3DS, the Wii U and 3DS music that I really like too. We also got Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 soundtracks from Fangamer. I also have the Super Mario History CD that dropped for the 25th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. Now, we get to take a look at my consoles. Starting on the top of my console shelf, we have the classics. We have the NES Classic, the Super Nintendo Classic, and the PlayStation 1 Classic. We've also got my original N64 from when I was a kid. This is Mod's Super Nintendo. She was nice enough to let me display here. I got my Wii U. I got my Switch dock. I got my original Wii from 2007. I got my Xbox Series X on this shelf. We got all my handhelds here, including my Game Boy Advance. We're going to go through all of these consoles one by one, I promise. We got my PS5 right next to all my handhelds. I lay it down because it doesn't have shelf space to stand it up. We got 2 GameCubes here. We got my my Xbox 360S, my original Xbox, red ringed. Got the Retron 5 that lets me play all those NES and Genesis games. We got a couple PS2s here. Got my Xbox One, which didn't work for a really long time. I fixed it somehow. But I have an idea for what I'm going to use for it down in the basement. Here are some of my Game Boy Color, Game Boy original games. I haven't played them in a long time. I have a couple duplicates. As you can tell, one of them is broken. But those are here's some Game Boy Advance games. A ton of really good ones. I also realized that I missed a lot of them too. So here's an extra shot of the games that I missed when I was recording this the first time, including Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, which I'm going to play on stream one day, and Mario vs. Donkey Kong. We've also got Mario 64 DS, Squeak Squad, Nintendogs, Mario Kart DS, Pokemon Ruby, Grunty's Revenge for Banjo-Kazooie, and now let's go into the handheld consoles, starting with this Game Boy Color. This Game Boy Color, the sound no longer works for it, but it still plays games. This Game Boy Advance, the sound does work. It's old. I've lost the back part of it, the battery cover, if you will. And yeah, this is my original Game Boy Advance SP. As you can see, it still works, and I play it a bunch. I'm sure you can guess the game that's in it. It's the non-Japanese version of Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. I played this game to death, and I clearly still play it. Now we're going to go on to this original DS. This was actually Mod's DS. The battery doesn't work super well anymore, but we're still trying to find a way to charge it. It's so cool that we still have an original Nintendo DS. We also have my DS Lite. This was my DS Lite. I got this because it looked really cool in the Mario Hoops 3-on-3 commercial. I put stickers on this, and I do regret it. So that's my DS Lite. This is Mod's Nintendo 3DS. It's blue. Mod was playing Cooking Mama. Classic game. Still has the original stylus as well. Love that that didn't disappear like most styluses tend to do. And yeah, I really like the original 3DS's design. Here's my original 3DS. I got this with Super Mario 3D Land. That was a 3DS one. And also still have my stylus somehow. As you can see, I haven't played this one in a while. There's an imprint of the 3DS little stick. L and R buttons don't work super well either, but I still have it. These are the Black Friday 2015 or 16 3DSs that Nintendo dropped for $100. These are the ones that have the ZR and ZL buttons and have interchangeable plates. So they had a black one and a white one for $100 each. I got them both because I wanted both. I don't really have an explanation beyond the fact that I just really wanted these consoles. Moving along, we have my DSi. Spent a lot of time playing Pokemon Heart Gold on this. Never really played any DSi games. Played just my DS games on a giant DSi. Moving on to giant DS consoles, we have this Nintendo 3DS XL. I played this to death. You can tell by how scuffed it is. The battery is shot. This is probably the 3DS I will get modded to have a capture card in it. And then we move on to my actual 3DS. This is the one I still use now to play games. This is the Super Nintendo model that came with Super Mario Kart. I still play it. The stylus wore down a little bit, so I got a new red one. You saw it just now. And I really, really love this 3DS. I think the color scheme is great. I think it's beautiful. I got a case to keep it safe as well. I showed you all my consoles, but now I got to show you my controllers. This is my current main controller setup. We got the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Switch Pro controller. We have the Xbox Series X controller that came with the Xbox. This is the same controller that I showed you in the unboxing video on the YouTube channel. You should go check it out. And this is my current PS5 controller. I had a black one, but it started giving me battery issues, so I switched back to the white PS5 controller. We're going to start with all my Switch controllers. I have a ton. This is my Pro controller that I got when the Switch dropped. These are the original Joy-Cons that dropped when I got my Switch as well in March of 2017. And here are some extra Joy-Cons that I have. As you can tell, dusty. Haven't used them in a really long time because I've come to embrace the wonderful colors that the Switch has. Like these beautiful red and blue Joy-Cons. They're very pretty. A little dusty is the grips holding them, but they're really, they pop out. These are custom controllers I got as a holiday gift in maybe 2018 or so. Mario and Luigi colored. I really like them. I played them to death. This is the Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee Pokeball controller that they give you. You can play the entire game with this tiny little controller. It's incredible. Here's my original wired controller. I lost one of the stick things. It's in my house somewhere. I'll find it at some point. It was Odyssey themed. Really liked it. But this is my main wired controller now. I call it my Metal Mario controller. It's just a silver Mario controller. I believe it's by Power A. Yeah, there's the Power A sticker. I don't know what any of those buttons in the back do. Never use them. But this controller I really like. I also have the NES controllers that plug into the Switch and charge. Really like them. Helps bring back a lot of memories from when I was a kid. And I have the Super Nintendo controllers as well. One of which I never even took out of the plastic. I took it out just for this video to show you. Also got the N64 controller that dropped for Switch. Really like it. Again, a lot of good memories playing N64 online. Now I'm playing N64 online, but a lot of good memories playing original N64. I also have a second controller in its original packaging. No one has asked to use it yet, so I haven't taken out of its original packaging. That's just going to stay there for now. I also got the Genesis controller that dropped for Nintendo Switch. I haven't used it a ton, haven't really played a lot of Genesis games. I should, I know I should. This is still a beautiful controller, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. I believe that's... Oh yeah, now we're moving on to PS5. So the one on the left is the one that came with the console. I have a second one, that's the one on the right. This is the black controller that I was talking about that I played with a lot to the point where it had battery issues, so I don't play with it a ton anymore. This is an Xbox One controller. This might have been the one that came with the console. I didn't get it day one. I was a kid. I got it when I got into college. I got this white Xbox One controller because it came with a headphone jack. That jack right there is the reason I got it, because I wanted to be able to listen to the game and talk to my friends at the same time with a regular headset. This is my custom controller I got in maybe 2015. It's got my old gamer tag on it. It's got the Luigi color scheme with the green and blue. I gave it the rubber grips in the back, darker blue in the background, white buttons up top. I really like this controller, but I'm 100% gonna make another one soon. This right here is Mod's custom controller. It's got the Pride color scheme that Microsoft offered and might still be offering. It's got the Buy Flag colors on the back. This is a really solid, beautiful controller that I'm very happy to show off. To 360 controllers, I have a couple wired ones from GameStop. One is way older than the other. Look at how yellow that one is versus the one up top. The headphone jacks in the bottom are super screwed up. These are not well-made controllers, but they still serve me well. Here's an original white Xbox controller, Xbox 360 controller I should specify. Needs a lot of tape to maintain batteries. Kind of a pain to change the batteries, but it is what it is. This right here, though, is my main controller. It has stood the test of time. It still holds batteries fairly well. Still have the messenger pad attached to it. Very happy that at least one controller still works. I think I got it as like a special edition or something. We've also got this silver one. This is the one that had the changeable D-pad. I really like this one. I got this as a gift in high school with Sonic Generations, and it still works, thank God, because I still use it a ton. This right here is the controller that came with the Xbox 360S. As you can see, it's super worn. Again, played a lot of 360 back in the day. This controller has seen and been through so many incredible conversations. Here's a wired black GameStop controller. I use this to play PC games still because it's still super responsive. Still good for 360 as well, but I like it on PC. Here, we're going to get into some GameCube controllers. This is a silver GameCube controller. Here's another silver GameCube controller. Here's another silver GameCube controller. I got 3, which is wild, because my first GameCube was a purple GameCube. I don't even know where that GameCube is anymore. I might have had an orange one at some point. Instead, I have 2 silver ones. Here's a bad third-party one that I picked up in an emergency, because I was having friends come over. No Nintendo logo, no GameCube logo, no copyright, no nothing. It's a little dinky. I have this Smash 4 white Japanese controller. I love this controller. For a very long time, this was my main GameCube controller. I played it on Wii U, I played it on Switch, I played it on original GameCube. Any chance I had to use it, I did. Until I got a very recent holiday gift. One of my moderators and IRL friends got me this custom GameCube controller. I love this controller. There's the OddHour text on the side. Luigi themed, loved green and black as a color scheme. Always loved green and black as a color scheme. Really, really like this controller. This is my main controller now. When I play Smash Ultimate, when I play GameCube, I love this controller so much. I also have a GameCube mic. You know, you played this with Mario Party 6 and probably a couple other games. I don't know if it still works. It probably does, but never really liked the mic mini games in Mario Party on GameCube. Moving on to my PS4 controllers, here's the one that came with my PlayStation when I bought it. It also came with Uncharted 3, I think. Here's a white one that I picked up because I needed multiple controllers to play certain games. I got this one recertified. Still works great, didn't give me any issues. I actually really like this controller. This was my main controller for a while. I picked up this red one when I had some friends over because we needed another controller. Don't regret it. Really solid red controller. Ended up using it a lot as well. But I do have a favorite controller for PS4, and it's this Alpine green one. I really like the color scheme here. I think it's a gorgeous controller. I wish they used this color scheme for a PS5 controller. I would buy it in a heartbeat. This ended up being my most used controller on PS4 once it dropped, but then not super far after that, the PS5 dropped, so I ended up not using it anymore. Moving on, we're going to look at some Wii controllers. My Wii controllers have seen better days. I've lost a great number of Wii controllers over the years, so it's good to see that this one stood the test of time and wear and tear. Here's a classic controller though. I did use this a lot. This is what I played Super Mario RPG on and almost beat it with, back when I didn't have it on Super Nintendo anymore. This is Luigi Wii controller. Gotta love Luigi themed anything. That Luigi themed controller is fantastic and I play with it constantly. This is probably my best Wii controller. I stuck it in the Wii wheel for Mario Kart Wii. Love Mario Kart Wii. Love the Wii wheel. Long live the Wii wheel. It's really fun to say Wii wheel. Here's a nunchuck that's filthy. We don't gotta talk about it that much. There's the plug for the nunchuck. I don't know why I recorded showing the plug to this thing. That was weird. There's just a nunchuck. Here's an original Super Nintendo and original NES controller. Just kidding. These are actually controllers for the NES Classic and Super Nintendo Classic. I don't use them anymore because they're wired, and one of them is super short. I also have extras. Some of them came with 2, some of them had to get another one. I don't mind. They're worth it. This is the gamepad I use to play the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic. It's wireless, and if you hit these buttons, it brings you back to the home menu. It's the same thing as hitting the reset button on the console itself. So you don't even have to get up and do that. This is a wonderful pickup if you're looking for something to play the NES Classic and Super Nintendo Classic. Go grab it. This is a third-party N64 controller. It is my 4th controller because I haven't found an original one in a long time. It's okay, a little rigid, but it gets the job done. Again, I needed a 4th controller. This is an original banana yellow N64 controller. Had this for a really long time. Super worn. The stick is a little loose, but it is what it is. Here's the gray one that came with my N64 when I was a kid. Still works after all these years. Surprised by that, but this isn't my main N64 controller. This is see-through jungle green, baby. I love this controller. This is what I use still when I play N64 games, because I do still play original N64 and original N64 games. This one, probably the most worn. It also has a memory pack that I finally picked up to save games that you could save, like Toy Story 2. Never got to save until I got that memory pack. Now we're looking at some PS2 controllers. Here's one of mine. It's going to be a mix. I believe I have a few of these. So here's a PS2 controller. And here's a couple extra PS2 controllers. So we have 3 in total. Yeah, not much to say about that. This is the Retron 5 controller. The buttons are a little weird. Like, you can tell that the buttons are a little too new. And that makes it a little weird. But it does play every game that is available. That's Game Boy Advance and a ton of... This is third-party controllers for the Retron that I use. They're similar, but they're not original. They do have the same plug as if it would work in an NES, which it probably does. These are some third-party Super Nintendo controllers I picked up at the same time so that I could play with at least similar original controllers. Thankfully, though, this Super Pad is legit. This isn't mine. This is the same friend who has all those Genesis games. But this is a real Super Pad. It's not a third party. Or Super Pad itself might be third party. This is an original Super Nintendo controller. Thanks to mod. Still works great. Not super yellowed or anything like that. Thankfully, we have at least one original controller. I also have the controllers that came with the PlayStation Classic. They're basically new because I played the PlayStation Classic once to make a video on it because I never really had an interest in playing it. I do think the plug is pretty cool. I kind of like the original PS1 with the USB. Here are my Guitar Hero controllers. I have 2 for Wii, 1 for Xbox 360 that I bought off of a friend. As I'll show you, that there's the Wii slots where you put the Wiimote. There's the 360 logo to show you that it is for the 360 itself. These all still work. The buttons still work as well. And here is the final product. These are the shelves in pretty much their final state. You'll see and you'll notice that I've added a couple things here and there. Like you're going to notice some Breaking Bad Funkos and that Silk Sonic vinyl. Some more Lego things fleshed out here. There's me. This is more to give you an idea of where each shelf is next to each other. Some of them changed a bit, some of them didn't. Like this one has a couple new Spider-Man Funkos, couple new... well, here are all the Amiibos, including Amiibos I've opened. I have some new Link Amiibos, but I'm just going to drop a picture of them at the end because I ran out of time for this. These plushies are a little out of line, not exactly the way I wanted them. But, you know, Bowser likes kicking it, as you can see. Here's the final version of the Xbox shelf. Here's the 360 shelf with my gamertag mug. This is the Nintendo shelf. Added a couple of figures. Added the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch box. That Tanuki Mario. I don't know if I showed that already. The Banjo-Kazooie U2s. The Mets shelf got a little more fleshed out with some Funkos that I didn't realize I had. The action figure shelf is looking pretty good. Here's the Pokemon shelf. I'm probably going to have more figures to fill that up with at some point. Here's the retro shelf with Luigi's Mansion plush. I don't remember if I showed that one. And there's the Sonic shelf with the Sonic Funkos. This is my current desk setup. Got a little bowling toy. Got some Amiibos I'm going to open later. Got my second Switch. My controllers. Sierra Mist and Starry. Sierra Mist is better, don't forget. My water bottle. My glasses. My light blocking glasses. My Slinky. My keyboard cleaner. Here's my keyboard itself with wrist guards, or wrist rests, rather. This is my Venom mug where I keep all my pens to sign things. Got a snack, Bunch of Crunch. I love Bunch of Crunch. Spare headphones, flash drives, coins for coin flips, a baseball for some reason. I have this Ultra Ball replica, this Ducky from a movie theater, Crash Bandicoot in a hula skirt, Tiny White from Floor Cacao's, Lego Luigi, there's that Mario plush. I got some toys, some little fidget toys that I use. There's that coin from earlier. Here are some games that are currently in a console. Those are my Game & Watches. I have a desk version of Tetris. And of course, what desk is complete without the gamer light-up light? I also have some plushies. I don't really know what I'm going to do with these just yet. For now, they sit next to my desk. But at some point, I'll figure out what to do with them. But for now, they're just going to hang out and watch me do what I do. And that's that. That's the whole collection video. You can see all of it right behind me. Couple more things. There's my hat collection down there. Those are just all the hats, different hats that I wear. I also have some posters on this wall that I'm going to put a picture of right here. Hopefully I timed that right. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. As I get more things, I will try to keep this updated. But thank you so much. Please hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what your favorite piece was, and let me know if there's a specific piece you want to know more about. Other than that, thanks again for watching.